All right, well, we might as well begin. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rob. I'm a librarian and a tech instructor at Huntley Library. Today, we're going to be discussing different options for you to replace your cable with streaming services, also regular old good old-fashioned analog TV. Um, I did include a link to the last email, the last reminder email that was sent out 1 hour prior to the class that had a link in it that will take you to a handout that's got all the information that I'm going to talk about today. So you don't have to take so many notes. I'm also going to send it out right now via chat. If you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to use the chat feature. If you go down towards the bottom of your screen, it opens up a panel. One of the options being chat. You can click on that and go ahead and type a message, and I will receive it and do my best to answer throughout the class, or at least catch them all at the end. Unfortunately, today I'm not here to give you some secret code to type in your remote to get free TV. However, I am going to talk about a lot of different options for you to at least probably save some money. Now, I personally cut the cable about 3 years ago and have since saved about $3,000. I save about $1,000 a year by utilizing streaming services only for my entertainment needs. It was pretty easy for me to cut the cable. I really don't watch a lot of TV, maybe about an hour or two a day. And I had all these cable channels, and I was always end up watching Netflix and Amazon. So it was really bothersome to me that I was paying all this money and had all these hundreds of channels that I never watched or utilized. So now I know at least everything that I pay for, I use. So that's comforting. So hopefully some of you will agree. Honestly, it's not for everybody. I've been doing this presentation for about 3 years, about every other month for 3 years. You guys are my first Zoom presentation. And honestly, about 50% of the people that leave the presentation say, forget it, it's not for me, it's too complicated, I'm not going to save enough money. But for some people, you can really save a lot of money like me. So how this is going to work is I'm going to go through a presentation. We're going to dial back to the 20th century, back when we had no reoccurring monthly television expenses. Television used to be free. And we're going to build from there, and it's going to get kind of more and more complicated. There's going to be more and more options. Honestly, I don't have a simple answer for cutting your cable. It's different for everybody because everybody's got different watching habits, but hopefully you can piece together what I've put together for you and find a solution that will work. All right, so I'm going to switch over to a presentation. All right, so we're going to start this by doing a poll. So I'm going to launch a poll for you to answer, asking you how much money do you pay a month for your TV and internet? So if you want to go ahead and answer the question, we'll just be able to see the results once everybody's submitted their answer. All right, we're missing one, but we might as well end our poll here. So I'm going to share the results with you. So it looks like the majority of you spend between $150 and $200 a month. We've got a couple outliers between 50 and 100 and less than 50. That's pretty good. So let's go ahead and start the presentation. And now, like I said, we're going to dial back to 1985, where most of us didn't have cable, and talk about antennas and analog television. So What we can do, and like how I'm starting this is if we called up Comcast or Amazon and said, forget it, cancel everything. And then we're going to build from there. So back to the basics is an antenna on top of our roof or in our attic. You're going to get free local channels. There's no monthly bills. The equipment is pretty inexpensive. And what a lot of people don't realize is that uh, analog television is true HD, meaning that the signals are sent uncompressed versus in cable and satellite, those images and sounds are compressed. So you're actually getting the cleanest and clearest picture and sound with an antenna on your roof. You can go to dtv.gov/maps. That link is in the handout I included to see what kind of channels you can expect to receive at your home. But out here in Huntley and McHenry County area, you're going to pull in quite a few channels from Chicago and Rockford and sometimes Milwaukee. You're going to need some equipment. A lot of the homes in Huntley are new and they stopped putting antennas on everybody's roof. So you're going to need an amplified HD TV antenna with at least a 50-mile range. I would try and shoot for a 100-mile range one if you're shopping. They're fairly inexpensive. They can be anywhere from $30 to $100. If your house is not wired, you are going to have to run coaxial cable throughout your home to every television that you'd like to receive analog channels on, or use a wireless DVR, which I'm going to explain a little bit later. If you have an old TV, an analog TV, like a box TV, you're going to need a digital converter box for that television, and it'll run you about $20. If you did have Comcast or DirecTV installed in your home previously, those use the same wires. So you can go ahead and take advantage of that. Those of you that have AT&T, they use different types of wires, so you would need to wire your home. And if you're not up for wiring yourself, there are a couple local companies that will come out to your home and install your television or your antenna. Color Vision is out of Gilbert's. They've been around for about 70 years. I hear they're great people. And Suburban Antenna is fairly new, out of Crystal Lake. Both of these are going to average around $300 to $600 depending on your situation. But that is a one-time cost, and once that's in, you're ready to go and you can receive all of those network channels for free. Now, one thing that we are all used to with cable is recording our content. So if you are going to go down the route to receive free local channels using your antenna, you might want to add a DVR, a digital video recorder. This allows you to set up your recordings for your shows and automatically records them, and you can play them back at your leisure. The traditional DVRs, I've just got a couple here. There are more on the market, but a TiVo is kind of the oldest name in the game. They're also the most expensive. Really, these two that I'm going to discuss now are really only good for one television. You're not going to be able to watch that recorded content on more than one TV unless you get, with TiVo, it's called a TiVo Mini Lux. It's around $200, and it's got to be wired to the main DVR in your home, or you're going to need another, what's called a wireless bridge for $60 on top of that. So it's got a lot of money. One thing to look out for with DVRs is a channel guide subscription fee. TiVo runs anywhere from $7 a month or a $250 lifetime subscription. That's the guide that you see when you turn on the television and how you set up your recordings. All right. If you buy a more expensive TiVo, it's included. But the more inexpensive versions, you are going to have to pay that extra fee. So you're looking at a monthly fee now. The Channel Stream Plus is $100. You're going to need to shell out another $50 for an external hard drive to save the recordings on. But this device does not have any monthly subscription fees. So it's a one-time cost, and it's able to record up to 2 shows at one time. Both of these devices also double as a streaming player, meaning that you wouldn't need to purchase a Roku or a Fire Stick or another device to stream things like Amazon and Netflix. They also double as that type of device. But again, these two, the TiVo and Channel Stream, are really good for only watching your recorded content on one television. And they also need to be connected to the antenna and to your TV via a cord. All right. The next one, the next two that I'm going to discuss are wireless DVRs. Now, these are great if you don't have the existing coaxial cable running through your home and you want to watch your recorded content on more than one television. So how these devices work is they plug directly into the cord coming from your antenna and then wirelessly broadcast your channels to a television that has a compatible streaming device plugged into it, like a Roku or a Fire Stick. So these don't actually have to be connected to your television, which is great. The Tablo runs anywhere from $140 to $200, but does have a guide fee, anywhere from $5 a month or $180 for the year. You're also going to have to purchase external hard drives for these devices to store the content on. So your pricing is going to go up from there. Amazon Recast TV works exclusively with Amazon streaming devices like a Fire Stick. So you would need a Fire Stick plugged into each television you wish to watch content on. But these are really great for if you don't want to go through all the hassle of wiring your home. You can literally put one of these in a closet or somewhere out of the way, and it wirelessly broadcasts your live television as well as your recorded content to any television that has a compatible streaming device connected to it. So with these, what you would do is you would open up your Roku menu and you would see a Tablo option and you would select it. And then you're going to see your live local channels and any of your recordings that you have. So these are pretty good. I would lean towards the Amazon version just because it has no monthly guide fee. So at this point, we've got network channels, and we either are recording them or we're just tuning in on time to watch our shows. So we're going to add to this now. We're going to talk about streaming services. So let's first talk about streaming. So I neglected to actually create this slide the first time I give this presentation, and somebody raised their hand and said, what is streaming? Well, streaming is media being sent over the internet and it's played in real time. So the content is never actually downloaded anywhere. It's just instantly played the second it hits your television. It's sent from a streaming service like Netflix over the internet to a streaming device like a Roku or a smart television. And then it converts that data into sound and video. So streaming services content is available unlimited, on demand, instantly. So what you see, you can have right now. All right. But before we can have streaming services, we will need internet. Now, there are some minimum requirements if you are planning on streaming for your internet speed. The most basic method of streaming is in standard definition, and that means that you're going to need at least 3 megabits per second to stream. You'll need 5 if you want to stream in high definition, or 25 megabits per second for ultra high definition. Now, this is for streaming only, dedicated to streaming. So if you've got another computer on, somebody's Zooming, somebody's, gaming in the other room, you're going to need additional bandwidth. All right. So I recommend at least 25 megabits. I live in the country actually, and I'm not able to get standard internet, and I live off of 10 megabits per second. I don't have a lot of other devices going on at the same time, so it does work for high definition for me. Now around here in town in Huntley, you have 2 major options. It's going to be AT&T being the first one. They have a 25 megabit plan for $45 a month with an additional $10 a month for that gateway, that router and modem. You're going to add some tax, and you're going to be looking at about $60 a month. One thing that you notice is if you do call up your cable company and take away everything except internet, you're going to notice that your internet only price is going to increase dramatically. All right, same for Comcast. Comcast has some plans. However, be careful of Comcast. They're like notorious for hidden and extra fees. What you see on the net, you can pretty much guarantee to double it, and that's what you're going to end up paying. So their lowest internet only plan is 25 megabits per second at $25 a month, but they've got, you know, a $14 router fee. Um, you need to be enrolled in paperless and automatic billing, otherwise your cost is going to go up a month. It includes something called a flex streaming device. That's a streaming device like a Roku or a Fire Stick that's kind of tuned into Comcast. So you're able to access your Netflix and your Amazon accounts and all of those services through it. But you also have access to Comcast's on-demand and pay-per-view content. And it also comes with a free Peacock TV subscription, which I'm going to talk about later. One way where you can save money with Comcast is to purchase your own gateway or your own router. You can find one for about $150. In the handout I gave you, it includes the link that's on the screen now to look to see what devices are compatible with Comcast. One thing to note is that when I had Comcast internet, I purchased my own router to avoid that monthly charge. And when you do that, though, your Comcast is no longer able to remotely fix your internet because they say you don't have our equipment any longer. We can't remote in. But my experience when I had problems with the internet is that I called the router company that I did buy it from. The phone rang 2 times, somebody answered, and they walked me through fixing it. So probably less time from start to finish fixing it than I would have probably been on hold at Comcast. But you got to be brave enough to kind of go into some of the settings on your own if you are going to go that route. If you're not comfortable, just rent the router from them because then they can remotely control and fix your internet. But it is going to cost you around $50 a month just for internet alone at about 25 megabits per second. And if you need to go higher, you're going to expect to pay more. Also with Comcast, you can expect to pay more in the second year. The bill is going to go up to around $65 a month after the first year. So we've got internet now. So we need a device that we can access our streaming channels from. So I'm going to go through all of the most popular streaming devices. Roku was one of the first, in my opinion, is one of the most versatile devices. You're going to see a range in price across all of these different devices I'm going to talk about. That range you're going to see is like when you go to buy a car or a computer. The cheapest car on the lot isn't going to be the fastest. It's not going to have the most bells and whistles versus the most expensive car. Same applies to a streaming device. They all do the same thing. Maybe, you know, just like a car gets you from point A to point B. These are all going to stream. There's no difference in the interface except you're going to have a much faster load time. You're going to have things like headphones that plug into the remote. Different things like that. The Roku, like I said, is most versatile and compatible with everybody. I like their customizable menu. So when you turn on your Roku, you see only the services you have access to or decide to add to your device. So that's one of my top picks. Chromecast has a new device this year that I'm really excited about. But before we get to it, the standard Chromecast will cost you only about $35. Now with these, there is no remote. You have to have a smartphone or tablet to operate these devices. The standard basic Chromecast. They did this year come out with something new called Google Chromecast. It combines, the best part of this is it combines all of your streaming services onto one menu. So you don't have to go to Netflix to look for what's on TV, and you don't have to exit out of Netflix and go to Amazon. It combines all of your services onto one menu, which is great. And it also comes with a remote and even a voice remote powered by Google. So you can just say, hey, Google, play The Crown season 2. And it's going to pull up Netflix and start playing season 2 of The Crown. With these Chromecast devices, you can also mirror your Android phone or tablet. So anything you see on your phone or tablet's screen, you're going to see up on your TV. And it is compatible with most streaming services. Amazon Fire TV has a variety of different models available. The standard Fire Stick is going to be around $40, up to the Fire Cube is $120. The Fire Cube, you can from across the room say, hey Alexa, play The Crown Season 2. It's going to turn on your television, change your input to your Fire Cube, and start playing your show, versus the other ones is more manual. These are also going to tie to your Amazon account and allow you to access any content you purchased through Amazon. Most of them all include a voice-powered remote. Apple TV. Apple TV is the most expensive streaming device out there. Why? Because it's Apple, because they can. And it's also one of the only devices that Apple users can mirror their device to their television. They have ranged from $150 to $200, and they're going to be compatible with most streaming services. Excuse me. You may not have to even go out and purchase an additional device. You may have the equipment you need at home already. If you have a smart TV, that's the idea of being smart, is being able to connect to the internet and to connect to these different services. A lot of Blu-ray players also have that capability, and the gaming consoles do as well. One note, if your TV is more than a few years old, you may still have to go out and purchase one of those streaming devices. I have a smart TV. It was top of the line about 4 years ago, but it only comes with access to X, Y, and Z streaming services. So like when a new streaming service like Disney Plus or Peacock comes out, I don't have access to that from my smart television. So I actually had to go out and purchase a Roku and attach it to my smart TV. So be mindful of that. Some of the newer televisions and devices, you are able to customize and add and remove access to different streaming services. All right, so we've got internet, we've got a streaming device. Now we need some streaming services. So I'm going to go through some of the most popular options out there. The first and original one, Netflix. Offers a huge selection of movies, TVs. They've got a ton of award-winning original content, so television shows you can only see through Netflix. They also have doubled their subscriptions since the beginning of, well, I'd say is, I think about 2014 is when they started. Runs anywhere from $9 a month to $18 a month. I'm going to use this word simultaneous streams a lot throughout the next few slides. What simultaneous streams means is the number of users that can access Netflix or whatever streaming service at a single time. So Netflix has different tiers for their service. The standard basic service means that you can stream on one device at a time in standard definition. If you bump up to the next level, their standard service, you can stream on 2 devices at the same time in high definition. Versus their premium, you're going to get HD on 4 devices at a single time. Now that doesn't mean you're limited to 4 specific devices in your home. It's just at one time. So I've given out my Netflix account to like my nieces and my mother, and we can all access it, and we can all access it legally, provided no more than 4 of us are using it at the same time. When that 5th person tries to come in and use it, they're going to get an error code and they're going to get kicked out. All right. Netflix also has a 1-month trial, so that's really generous. So I would take advantage of that if you've never used or accessed Netflix. The next one is Hulu. We're going to just talk about the standard Hulu service. They've got a large selection of this year's network television shows. All right, so shows from NBC, ABC, Fox, etc. They often air the day after or the week after their original due date. All right. However, CBS does not participate in Hulu, so you're not able to watch CBS shows through Hulu. They also have a lot of their own original content where they're making their own shows, as well as a lot of movies. You can get a limited commercial plan for $5.99 a month or no commercial plan for $12 a month. One thing to watch out with Hulu is on Black Friday. They have a lot of sales. So 2 years ago, I got a whole year of Hulu for $12. And this last year, I got a whole year of Hulu for $24. That was it, whole year. There was 99 cents a month or $1.99 a month. You can also bundle it with Disney Plus and ESPN Plus for a total of $13 a month. And that's going to be for the limited commercial plan plus those other services. All right, so this is a great option if you don't have an antenna and you can't watch those network shows, because they're going to have those network shows either the day after or the week after they originally air. And they are also on demand. Now, they don't retain them for that long, so you got to kind of do your research with them and see, okay, are my shows on here and how long? Amazon Prime. A lot of us have Prime just for the free shipping. What comes along with that Prime subscription is Amazon Prime Video. All right, so if you have Amazon Prime, you already have access to thousands of free TV shows, movies, and they've got a lot of their own original content on there as well. You can bundle a lot of different services with your Amazon Prime subscription, so you can go all to one place and access things like Stars and Showtime, all through your Amazon account. You can pay $120 for a whole year, or $13 a month if you want to pay monthly, or just $9 a month if you just want the Prime Video. You don't want to have access to all of the free shipping. You can stream on 2 devices at a time, and you get a 1-month free trial. CBS has their own streaming platform, CBS All Access. That'll cost you around $6 a month if you want to watch commercials, or $10 a month if you want it commercial free. So you're going to get access to all of the CBS library, all of their shows, as well as exclusive original content that only airs through the All Access platform. So they've got some shows that you can only watch if you go to this their streaming service. And just now, NBC came out with their own service called Peacock. It features all of the NBC TV shows and Universal movies. They also have some original content that they produce that is only available through their Peacock streaming service. They have a free version. Anybody can sign up. It's free forever right now, so they change it, where you have access to past NBC TV shows and movies with commercial interruptions. They have a $5 a month plan that includes all of the above, as well as access to that original content, those shows that you can only see through Peacock. And if you want to go up to $10 a month, that'll get you access to all of the above, as well as it's going to make any current NBC TV shows available the day after they originally air. Also, you're not going to watch any commercials. The 2 previous subscriptions, you're going to have to watch commercials. So I've got to experience this because it is brand new. I've not signed up for my 1-week free trial, but I plan on doing that. And then it looks like you can stream on 3 devices at a single time. All right, Locast. This is something that I actually use. Locast is a nonprofit organization offering free local TV live streaming. So this is going to be all of our local channels for free. However, that free means that you are going to have program interruptions seeking donations. And these are not scheduled commercial breaks. This is like right in the middle of your show. It's going to cut in asking you to donate $5 a month. If you do donate $5 a month, then they're going to stop those interruptions, and you're going to have access to all of those network shows, or I'm sorry, all of our network channels at $5 a month. Now, the thing with this is they do not have a DVR or any on-demand content. So it's basically like tuning in on time to watch your show. This is great if you don't want to go through the cost of installing an antenna on your roof. This will give you access to all of those local channels. And I personally use this service, and I pay the $5 extra a month because I use it enough to justify that cost. And it's also a nonprofit, which really I like. All right, but what about all of my cable channels and sports and news? Well, now we're going to take it up a notch and talk about some of these cable replacement services that are out there. The first one I'm going to talk about is called Philo. It's the cheapest, coming in around $20 a month with 3 simultaneous streams. It's going to give you access to about 63 cable channels. However, you are not going to get any local network channels through Philo, but it is kind of going to replace all of those cable channels you're used to watching. It comes with a unlimited 30-day DVR, meaning that it's going to record your content and save it for 30 days, but as much as you want. It's got a free trial. So again, in all of these different services, I don't know what channels are on all of them. It kind of changes all the time. It's going to take a little research on your behalf to go out and check to see and make sure my channel is on this service. But Philo definitely is the most inexpensive to get access to those cable channels. Hulu Live TV. This is separate from the regular Hulu subscription. You're going to be able to stream over 50 live channels, including local network channels, as well as all of your popular cable channels. So you can watch live TV, as well as they've got a lot of on-demand content. It basically works with any major streaming device. It has a cloud DVR, so you're able to record your content and access it anytime. It also gives you access to that limited commercial Hulu account, so you get that on top of all of your local and cable channels. It runs about $55 a month. It's going to have a 7-day free trial with it, and you can bundle it with Disney Plus and ESPN for a total of $62 a month for all of those services. Sling was one of the original cable replacement services out there. They have a bunch of different options for you, 2 at $20, or combining both of them for $35. Again, this one does not include local network channels, right? So only cable channels. Again, it's up to you to kind of decide which package would work best. I think they're kind of sneaky about this one, so they've got a lot of things that people would like split up between the orange and blue package, forcing you to get both of them. But for $35 a month to start, and then it's actually going to bump up to $45 after that if you want both of them, both packages. But they've got a lot of very popular cable channels on there and fairly priced. AT&T TV Now has its own streaming service. This replaced, it used to be a DirecTV service, and now they've merged into AT&T. You're going to get all of your local channels as well as your cable channels, live and on demand. So it's going to cost you anywhere from $55 to $80 a month, depending on what package you choose. You can stream on 2 devices at the same time. They offer a lot of reduced rates on premium channels. So, you know, if you like Showtime or HBO, you're able to bundle it and pay less than if you were to purchase those services on their own. They're compatible on almost all the major devices. You get a 1-week free trial, and you get 2 simultaneous streams per account. You also get a cloud DVR with a 20-hour storage capacity. YouTube TV. I really liked YouTube TV until they completely jacked their prices recently. I believe it started around $40 a month, and now within a year it's up to $65 a month. However, you do get 6 simultaneous streams per account, so this is great for families, people with kids in college, or where you can share these accounts within your household, and everybody can access them no matter where you're at. It's going to have all of your live, local, and cable channels available. It's got an unlimited DVR. It comes with a 1-week free trial. ESPN, or yeah, I'm sorry, ESPN Plus. It's kind of for the sports junkie. You're going to have able to record, pause, and rewind live games. Also play them on demand. It's going to cost you about $5 a month. You get 6 simultaneous streams per account and a 1-week free trial. And it has a reduced rate if you want to add some of the other major sports networks to them. Disney Plus is fairly new. Disney Plus, I was happy that it is one of those new services that came out, and surprised it was very competitively priced. It's going to feature all of the Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar content. Also includes original content. The Mandalorian is a big show on there right now. I'm actually watching it. It's very good. But it's only $7 a month, or you can pay $70 up front for the year. And you get 4 simultaneous streams. You get a 1-week free trial. And like I said before, you can bundle this with Hulu and ESPN for $13 a month. Apple TV Plus, this is brand new. It's only $5 a month. However, they've got a lot of limited program now. They kind of started from scratch, where they only started with 9 original shows, and they're building from there. They've got quite a bit more now, but at $5 a month, it's very affordable. Or if you purchase a qualifying Apple product, you might get a year for free. You get 6 simultaneous streams and a 1-week free trial. This one I have not tried out yet. There are plenty of other streaming services available. HBO Max is fairly new as well. It's going to cost you $15 a month on its own, where you can see original content as well as the whole HBO library. Showtime has their own. Stars also. Acorn TV is very popular around here at the library. It's got all of your British and Australian and New Zealand shows and movies for $5 a month. Always check for bundled discounts from other providers. The thing I really like about this is that before, when you wanted to watch HBO, you had to first pay for cable, which was going to cost you $100 a month, and then on top of it, you had to pay another $15 to watch HBO. So now I can at least cut out all of that cable and just get HBO. And there are literally thousands of free apps available, stuff that has no subscription fees. How are they free? You got to watch commercials. Also, it's going to be a lot of older content, but there's plenty of them out there. Hoopla is through the library. So if you have a Huntley Library card, you can check out 10 items a month, and that includes movies and TV shows that you can stream through Hoopla. PBS and PBS Kids has a great app. It's the PBS Kids app is free, and you can tune into it, and it's going to stream live whatever happens to be on PBS Kids at the time. So that's a great option, as well as the regular PBS channel. All right, so if you are going to do this, it's going to take a little bit of research. Like I said, there is no simple answer. If you are going to take this on, you're going to have to determine what's most important to you and go from there. So you're going to make a list of your shows. Google's got a great feature where if you search for a show, it's going to, off to the right of the screen, give you a list of where that show is available. So right there, you can kind of check off your list. Okay, it looks like it's on Sling or it's on Netflix. And remember, you can cancel these anytime, hassle-free with the click of a button. It's not like you're roped into a contract with anything that I just mentioned. So some trends that I've seen since have been doing this for quite a few years now. The prices for streaming have increased anywhere from 50% to 100% over the last 4 years. However, a lot of the news services that have seen that, and people are getting tired of that, and they're really coming in under the rest of their competition. Places like Disney and NBC are really cutting their monthly subscriptions. So jump on that when you can. The internet-only service plans, I feel like, have almost doubled as well. Back before streaming was really popular, if you just wanted, 25 megabits of internet from AT&T, it cost you $25. Now it costs you $50. They're trying to get you to, well, if I only pay, $45 more or $50 more, I can have cable. on top of that. So they're trying to get you to stick with their cable provider as well. A lot of things I'm seeing too is all the networks are creating their own services like CBS and NBC. And they're terminating all their contracts with places like Netflix and Amazon. Whereas before you used to be able to go and catch reruns of The Office from NBC on Netflix. As soon as their contract is up, they're not going to renew it, and you're no longer going to have access to those NBC titles. You're going to have to go to their service, the Peacock service, to watch those reruns. One nice thing I am seeing is that new devices that Google Chromecast are starting to combine all of your different services onto one convenient menu. So there's no more searching across all these different platforms looking for your content. And this past year, there were more Emmy nominations for original content created by these different streaming services than cable and network. All right, so all of these streaming services have a really strong TV game where they're creating just award-winning content that you can only access through them. Trends to come. Cable providers are soon going to be offering a 100% streaming platform. So you're going to have like Comcast TV streaming that are going to have actual annual contracts that you're used to. But you're going to see a lot more channels, a lot more features, but you are going to expect to be paying over $100 a month for those different services. So I've broken down a few scenarios that might work for some of you. The first scenario would be a basic cable replacement. All right, so if you don't already have any equipment, you're going to have to shell out about $60 for a couple Roku streaming boxes. And then it's going to cost you about $105 a month. All right, so your internet's going to run around $50 a month. And then if you were to choose Hulu with live TV, that's another $55 a month. All of these streaming services do not have tax or any additional fees. So when you see that amount, you are actually going to pay just that amount. All right. Scenario 2 would be utilizing an antenna, accessing those local network channels, and also supplementing with streaming services. So this is going to have a little bit more of an upfront cost because you're going to have to go up and put an antenna on your roof. Also maybe purchase a DVR. So that, right off the bat, it's going to cost you some money. And then again, we'll need internet, around $50 a month. And then if we throw in Netflix and Amazon, you're looking at around $75 a month, which isn't too bad for TV and internet. And if you want a premium cable substitute, you're going to spend a little bit of money if you don't already have the devices, around $60. And then it's going to cost you around $130 a month, and that's going to include your internet and the AT&T Now kind of nicer package where you get more channels, or your standard package and throw in HBO. All right, so what have I done? How have I saved $3,000 in the last 3 years? Well, my original cable bill just for TV was $100 a month. I was on top of that paying for Amazon Prime as well as Netflix, and my internet was separate. So I was paying around $2,075 a year for my TV and internet. So I kicked Dish Network is what I had. I kicked them out, and I have internet now at $50 a month, and I subscribe to Locast, and I pay the $5 a month to forego the interruptions. I have Netflix and Amazon Prime. I'm also here at the library a lot, so I've got access to all of our great materials, so I take a lot of that home too. But really, I'm able to entertain myself with all those different services for about $29 a month. So I am saving over $1,000 a year by getting rid of all those channels I never watched in the first place. So is it all worth it? I wonder how many of you are saying that right now. So things you need to consider are how tech savvy are you? So you're not going to get any technical assistance from any of these streaming services. You can't call up a number and say, hey, this isn't working. All right, so you're going to have to kind of figure it out on your own. Good thing about it is there's really not a lot of problems with it, much less than cable. If there's a problem, it's probably with your internet. And then you can call Comcast or AT&T and tell them to fix it. How many bills do you want to keep track of? All of these require an automatic bill payment. You got to submit a credit card and it just automatically deducts out of your account every month. How many TVs do you have? How much equipment are you going to need? So how much upfront is it going to cost? And how lazy are you? Are all had gotten so lazy with cable where we just kind of set it and forget it, and our shows were there when we wanted them. You do have to kind of actively search out for different shows with these different services. But like I said, it's getting easier because they're starting to combine the different services into single menus. All right, so some tips if you are planning on streaming is first thing right off the bat, download the apps to your phone or tablet. All right, so I use the apps to choose what I'm going to watch. So I go on rather than pulling it up on the TV and going through menu after menu of title after title. I pull it up on my phone. I kind of search for some different things, and then you add them to your watch list. And when I turn on my TV, boom, it's there. What I want to watch is waiting for me. All right. I do this often is I wait until a full season of something comes out, and then I sign up for the free trial and I binge all the episodes and then cancel. Or I just pay for a month. So I like the show Westworld came out. I waited, and that was on HBO. I waited until all the episodes had aired, paid $15 and I watched it all. All right, I'm saving all this money anyways. So I don't really feel bad about spending $10 here, $15 there, once or twice a year to watch a show that I really want to see. All right, but you do have to kind of watch or change your watching habits. All right, that's a big part of it. Streaming or cord cutting is, unless you go with one of those cable replacements like Hulu Live TV or Sling, it's not really for channel surfers. So if you're used to sitting and just kind of surfing through all the channels, it's really not good unless you subscribe to one of those $50 a month cable replacement services. All right, so for somebody like me, I kind of pick a few new shows and I add them all to my watch list, and I just watch those shows. All right, and mix and match different services. All right, so if you're saving money, or a lot of times, for a lot of people, they don't end up saving any money, but at least you're paying for things you use and paying for channels that you want to watch. So back in the day when we had cable as a kid, we didn't have HBO and we weren't able to watch those shows because you had to pay extra for them. All right. So we were, we got to go back to the day where we were used to not getting to see everything that we want right now. You might have to wait a little bit to watch some of these shows. So I do recommend mixing and matching, starting some up, canceling another, maybe have like a budget set aside where this is going to be my revolving budget where I'm going to have HBO this month, and then I'm going to have Showtime next month. And then eventually you're going to kind of settle on something that you like, and then you're not going to mind paying for it. All right, so if this does all sound too much, a lot of people run out with their promotional periods with Comcast and HBO, and suddenly their $100 cable bill jumps up to $180. All right, that's because you're no longer within their promotional period. So you have to either call back and try and haggle with them to give you that new user rate or non-promotional rate, or just switch. It used to be the day you could call and say, hey, this is too expensive, I need to cancel. And you got sent over to customer retention, and then you would end up at the end paying basically what you used to pay. Now they're not so nice about that. You kind of have to be prepared to just switch your provider. All right, so I did that when I used to have cable. I used to switch all the time. I would go from AT&T to Comcast and take advantage of all the different promotional rates, as well as, I got some airline miles out of it or some Visa gift cards. So, if you are going to stick with cable, don't settle for an inflated bill after your promotional rate is done. Don't forget about the library when you're thinking about your entertainment needs. We have, actually, I just put them out. I just bought 4 brand new Roku Ultras for the library. So if you can come into the library and check one out. They come preloaded with Netflix, Vudu, PBS, and a variety of other channels. So they're holdable. They have a 1-week loan and they are renewable for a week. So if you want to test it out or kind of see how a Roku works, we have them available for you here. We have thousands of TV series available on DVD. They're a 2-week loan. And again, we have thousands of new movies as well. So we got plenty of content here. So don't forget about us when you're thinking about what to watch. Additional resources that'll help you navigate cutting your cord. One big thing that I like to promote is that we have consumer reports access through our website. So if you go to our website, huntleylibrary.org, and go to online resources and product testing, you'll find a link to consumer reports. Don't go directly to consumerreports.org. You need to go through our website. That'll get you pointed in the right place to get access for free. So you can go ahead and research those different streaming devices or new TVs. Check out the ratings. I do it before I buy anything. I visit Consumer Reports. We have a Huntley Library app that you can download that'll help you place holds on all these TV series and movies and so forth. And your local librarian, we're here to help you as well. All right, so thank you all very much for watching. I hope everybody learned a little bit, and don't forget to check out our website as well as our YouTube channel for more recordings of past webinars and meetings and helpful how-to videos. I'll be available for you to answer any questions that you have. So go ahead and fire away if you have any questions. No, you guys are easy. If you did notice, in the chat box is a link to the handout that I discussed earlier. So you can go ahead and click on that, download and print it off to help you make up your mind. I see somebody's got their hand up. If I tried Air TV, I do not know what Air TV is, actually, so no, I have not. Let me see. If you guys have questions, go ahead and type them into the chat box. I have you all muted. Or maybe I can just try and. So I have allowed you to unmuted you. You will have to physically unmute yourself if you'd like to talk. So to do that, if you hover over in the lower right-hand corner, I'm sorry, the left-hand corner of your bar, there's a mute button. You can go ahead and select that. And that will unmute your mic, and then you can ask questions freely.
Yes, are you doing this from San Francisco?
Oh, no, that's virtually, yes, from San Francisco.
Okay.
For those of you that have your hands up, you can go ahead and unmute and then go ahead and ask your question.
Bob, do you know of a service that could come into your home and do all this for us?
To set up your streaming devices, I do know that the Geek Squad through Best Buy will come in and do in-home setup for all of these things.
Okay, I did it myself.
Okay.
And it works, and I'm happy with it. But it's always nice to know that there's a service available in case, I need help.
Yeah.
But you're your Geek Squad. Okay, thank you. This is a very nice presentation. I certainly appreciate it.
Good, thank you. I did see another question. Somebody asked, is 25 megabits fast enough for streaming movies without any unexpected delays or stalls? So like I said, I live in the country and I don't have access to Comcast or AT&T. And so I have, it's called line of sight. I actually get my internet off of a tower down the road. And I'm only at 10 megabits per second is the highest speed I can receive. And I don't have many problems I do if it's like snowing or foggy, but you wouldn't have that problem if you were going through Comcast or AT&T because you're not dependent on the weather. All of those lines are buried. So that is, like I said, I got 10 and I'm fine. And I've got kind of a high-tech house as well. Lots of devices connected. You just can't have more than one device streaming if you're going to go that low though. So you can't, maybe at 25, it's going to be pushing it to stream in the bedroom and stream in the living room and so on.
Hey, Rob,
Yes.
I sent you a couple of comments. I was the one that asked about the Air TV.
Yeah.
It actually allows you to connect an over-the-air antenna to the device and then stream it to as many other devices as you want, as long as you have like a Roku or
Okay.
something of that nature. So it uses the Sling TV app, but you don't have to pay for their subscription services.
Okay. Yes.
And then another option to just help determine what streaming service might be best, I just ran into recently, is suppose.tv.
Okay.
Select the networks or programs you want to see, and it shows you the options. Just thought I would throw it out. Great presentation, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had not heard that. The Air TV sounds similar to the device like the Tableau or the Recast, where it kind of slings that network channel out into your home wirelessly, and then any device that has a streaming device like a Roku connected to it are able to receive it and then play that content. So it sounds similar to that.
It is very similar. They just came out with one just like 2 months ago, Air TV Anywhere, that has a built-in hard drive. So you can actually set up and use it as a DVR and stream anywhere as well, even if you're away from your home.
It's good to know. I will look into that and possibly add it to future presentations. I'm always, I always love my job. I always get to learn new things. All right, do we have any other questions? Did I miss any? No? All right, well, you guys have all been great. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this presentation. And don't forget to watch our website for additional new and upcoming presentations.